In today's health headlines, we are shedding light on a topic that many people don't often talk about: adverse childhood experiences. ACEs are potentially traumatic events that occur in childhood that have a lasting impact throughout life. And joining us to talk about this important topic is New Hampshire State epidemiologist Dr. Benjamin Chan. Dr. Chan, thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure. Thank you.
First off, go ahead and tell us exactly what are ACEs.
Yeah, so adverse childhood experiences, or ACEs for short, are any number of different negative experiences that a child can experience as they grow. And these experiences have a potential lifelong impact on their health and well-being. Now, some examples that we tend to think of, violence against a child, that's oftentimes thought of as physical violence, but can also include emotional, psychological violence. If a child is growing up in a family where there might be a parent who's incarcerated, or if there's substance use in the family, or if a family member is dealing with mental health issues, all of these can qualify as ACEs. Now, the problem with ACEs is that they create a toxic environment and a stress response. This stress response in the child as they grow can cause developmental issues. It can affect the development of the brain and their body. It can affect the development of coping skills, healthy coping skills, and lead to lifelong issues with health behaviors and mental health issues. Unfortunately, ACEs are very common. There was a study put out by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention last month that showed that 60% of adults reported at least one ACE in their life, and 15%, that's 1 in 6 adults, reported 4 or more ACEs.
Wow. So what are some of the problems that a child can display as they grow up, as they mature because of these ACEs?
Yeah, so unfortunately, the greater the number of ACEs, we believe the greater the risk to someone's health. This risk includes stuff like substance use, that can be alcohol, tobacco, illicit substances, mental health issues like suicide and depression, even increased risk for chronic diseases like heart disease, stroke, lung disease. These are some of the leading causes of death in our country that are potentially impacted by ACEs. And it's not just health issues. There can be impacts on education, lower employment, lower income. The good news is that ACEs are preventable, and it's been shown that if we can prevent ACEs, we can reduce things like depression by 44% in adults, reduce heavy drinking by almost a quarter, reduce heart disease, even reduce unemployment. So if we can prevent ACEs, the impact on population health as a whole is huge.
And that's a good segue. So how do we go about reducing the number of ACEs that somebody experiences?
So fundamental to preventing ACEs is ensuring that children are able to grow and thrive in safe, caring, stable environments. That's both family environments as well as community environments. And so there are a number of strategies to get at this, but ultimately it comes down to supporting families and supporting communities, making sure that children have access to resources that help promote good coping skills, that parents have access to parental resources to help them parent, supporting families, possibly even having home visiting programs, making sure that kids have access to good after-school programs, and then good access to healthcare so that healthcare providers can recognize ACEs if they're occurring and refer children to the appropriate resources.
Dr. Chan, very enlightening. Thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure. Thank you.